Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and here we are back with Higurashi When They Cry. So thinking about it more first off of this installment, I'm wondering actually because how the introduction to this song was with Reina having done something bad and everyone is on not I guess like they know she did something bad but like it's not that terrible type of terms. I'm wondering Jason based on that and the fact that the difficulty is 0, like as I mentioned before, that nothing entirely bad is gonna happen. It didn't mention that it's gonna be like tragic struggle or something like that near the end. But I don't know if it was technically just be that bad, unless like Ryukishi was mentioning it's gonna be tense in different ways, especially since we're now going into Reina's perspective a tiny bit, which honestly was the last thing I was expecting based on how the protagonists were all going, and since it seems like she, along with everyone else in the cast, is kind of integral to the overall mystery of the entire series so far. But I'm wondering exactly where that new character, the pink hair, Rina Mamiya, actually is gonna finish all this anyway. But she's just actually thinking about it, we're slowly getting into we had a whole thing leading up to the goddamn the Angel More dessert competition thing of talking about Reina's parents a tiny bit, and then Reina and Rina seem to know each other after all of that. And if there is gonna be something terrible around this whole installment, is it gonna be involving her from the looks of it? But since the achievement did call that newcomer, that she's an unpleasant person to be around. Although just because that, I guess, Karen, like, why didn't you realize there's something special event going on today and all that with a screaming bunch of people and I'm assuming banners lining up the way? I'm pretty sure it's been obvious to see all that, so most likely maybe we only saw one facet of her since they didn't know each other, obviously being from the terms. So, I'm wondering exactly how far in the past, actually, technically speaking, this is gonna be from the festival. If my theory is right, if nothing bad's gonna happen, then since the festival really is a turning point for it, technically installment 3 and technically 4 not ensuing. I don't want to see any sweets for at least 3 days. Ugh. Do I want to, like, okay, here's the thing. Who exactly won the competition? Because it better be anyone besides the coach, I swear. And if he did, then no the fuck he did not. You try to look too hard, Keiichi-kun. Reina ate a massive amount of desserts too, but her stomach seemed to be just fine. I think girls have 4 stomachs. One's for normal foods, and one is just for burgers. Or at least an extra stomach for dessert. It's very rude of you to say something like that to a lady. This is what you get for being so rude. Bam. Wow, that hurt so much. Ow! Okay, there it goes. Sadako poked me very hard in my bloated stomach. Well, that's where you just get a sledgehammer and pow! And he just vomits everything on the ground right then and there. Technically, by that point, he technically lost because he couldn't even stomach it. Ah! Stop it! Please don't poke my stomach. I'm gonna throw up. Sadako and Rika-chan grinned mischievously upon hearing that. A chill went up my spine. Why are they smiling like that and walking towards me so gleefully? They're ready for you to throw up now. No, stop it, you cold-blooded demons. Interesting choice of words there, Keiichi. Oh, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Do you even think I'll let it slip away? Once in a lifetime, you say? Me, Poshi. Your blood tummy's in danger, Keiichi. My immediate next thought was just Keiichi tripping and falling face down the ground. Your big wiggly tummy is so cute. Stop it! No! We're gonna join Sadako and Rika-chan in torturing me. We're still making a lot of noise outside the restaurant. You're gonna get noise complaints. I desperately blocked my stomach from their attacks, but someone else hit me from behind. Ow! Who is it this time? Finally, she appears! God damn it! Okay, still. Best character, honestly, still. Hello, hello. I see you, Kei-chan, as funny friends. Oh, I see how you labeled that. Keiichi's not funny. I thought you said he was funny last time in your little inner thoughts and all that. This is a discrimination if he's not funny now. Oh, Shi-chan! Hello! You weren't at the restaurant today, were you? I'm working night shift today. I just changed after getting here. How can you go outside the restaurant wearing that uniform? What? I'm not embarrassed. Especially not since you had to walk around in a way more embarrassing costume the other day. Oh, okay. Oh, so that happened happened the other day, actually? Oh, no, it's actually that garter belt incident. Oh, boy. Ugh. Damn, I was just getting over it. She just reminded me that I'll never be able to get married. I mean, technically speaking, you can. Anyway, I heard you went crazy in the restaurant today. We did. I had to since it turned into a club activity, you know? You made a big mess in there. Looks like Sis but guilty, so she's helping the waitress clean up the store now. Yeah, you see, that's all Yo's fault. I still think we should help them clean. Well, then you can go on anyway, apparently. How to worry about it. We can't let customers do that, but technically they were staff, I guess, for a tiny bit from, only from one shift, actually, so now they're not regular customers then. You better got your fucking paycheck, Sadako and Rika. If you didn't, complain. Plus, me made most of the mess. Okay, never mind, that explains everything then. Yeah, that's right. Everybody nodded in agreement. She told me to tell you guys that you don't have to wait for her. You can go home now. She's gonna be stuck there for the foreseeable future. She'll come back next week. No, we're gonna wait. Right, everybody? Brenda asked for agreement. Of course I had to wait without hesitation. That's because of peer pressure anyway. Sadako, Rika-chan, and I all nodded along. Since we can't help her clean, that's the least we can do, right? When she says we can go home, I'm pretty sure she'd be sad if we really did leave. Wow. Kei-chan, you grew up, I'm impressed. He grew up alright. That's because we've been training him well. Okay. Right? That's correct. Nippa, Hoshi. You girls always band together when it comes to things like this. I hate girls. They get along so easy just because they're girls. Isn't technically not exactly really, and I'm pretty sure that actually applies more to guys, technically speaking, from what I heard from pretty much almost everyone is a collective unity. Or this is the whole thing about you don't know like who exactly it's easier to get along with anyway. In the end, we ended up making a lot of noise, even dragging Shion into the mess this time. Shion, get back in here and help us clean. Where'd you put the washcloths? Oh no, I guess I have to go back to work now. You sound so enthusiastic about it. Michan, do you think it's gonna take a while? What? Why are you still here? Are you waiting for this old man? Don't worry about me. Just go on home already. Now. Mia looked happy to see us waiting for her, but she always says the opposite of what she thinks. I wonder when she'll go up to be able to just honestly say thank you. We're friends, remember? We'll wait until you finish up. I wish we could help you. I feel bad. I told you not to wait for me. I'm gonna wait for Shion to finish work tonight, then head out to her house in Okonomiya afterward. So you really don't need to wait for me. I do appreciate it, though. Are you sure? I still feel bad. That's what everyone says right here, okay? So don't worry about it. Feel good now. Yeah, me too. Me too. We have enough people, so really don't worry about it. Go home before it gets too cold. You understand. That's why you should all get jackets on then. Me, I hope you can finish cleaning soon. Go for it. Yay, fists into the air. Woo! Thanks. Kei-chan, I trust you to escort the ladies home safely. Please protect them from assassins their way home. Well, then better call them off then first. Looking around, I didn't see any ladies you need to escort. Yeah, too bad. So very sad. I felt more like I was the one needing protection. Anyway, we said our goodbyes, making it easier for us to end the day and go home. Goodbye, Michan. See you tomorrow. Yep. See you tomorrow. Alright, let's go then. We went to Mia until she went back into the restaurant. After that, we all got on our bicycles and left Okonomiya. I was actually wondering if that was the end of the chapter, but huh. Man, that little bike ride was a long one to get back to town. Longer than usual. On the way home, we talked about how exciting it had been today. It looked like everybody was still fired up. We had the horrifying punishment in the competitive eating contest, which turned into an unprecedented battle involving all the customers of the restaurant. Oh, after that, everything got crazy and messy. At first, the waitresses didn't know what to do, but after a while, they ended up joining in. We had a blast. That was wonderful! Did you see what Tomita and Okamura did? How amusing it was! I felt sorry for Kameda and Eri. I don't. So did I, but didn't you think my speech was great? Everyone in the restaurant was on my side to that. Yes, the verbal assaults. The rhetoric, it's good. It's your fucking ability. I'm glad I actually have a fucking set in stone now. God damn it. Keiichi, you might have been somebody really important if you were born in a different era. No, what? This idiot? He's too much. He's much too full of himself. Yeah, it kind of sounds like I'm a good thing for politicians a tiny bit. So I think maybe Keiichi can actually go into that maybe a bit. An idiot will always remain an idiot, no matter when or where he's born. If he was born 100 years earlier, he might have gotten printed on bills. Well, I mean, who's to say he was in his past life? But yeah. Money, but Keiichi sounds facing it. How pathetic. I mean, at this age. They would only be worth 200 or 300 yen at most. How much is that? It's like a it's like a half penny. Sadako and Rika-chan kept up their continuous chatter. I was a bit tired of the day's events, so I just listened quietly, listening to Yuma get slowly and steadily just insulted the more you take a step. I noticed the wind was getting colder. Our shadows were getting longer as well. Sadako and Rika-chan still had a lot of energy left, but what about Reina? Oh, she just actually went away from the group. She's now missing. She's been very quiet. Maybe she also had a stomachache from eating too much. I guess from the... Oh, okay, it's from that lady to talk to. Was she really unpleasant to actually be around in her eyes then? What history do they have? Maybe she also had a stomachache from eating too much. I looked at Reina to see. Oh, I was wrong. Reina was... I didn't really know how to describe it. She looked very satisfied. She looked like she really did have that much fun. She looked like she was as happy as she could ever be. I could tell all that without her saying a word. But she's thinking, she's 100% happy, but is she 110% happy? When I looked at her, it made me realize that the word fun wasn't enough to describe what we did today. Wouldn't the next word be ecstatic, actually? We're going with my terminology. Seems like you had a lot of fun. What about you, Keiichi-kun? I had a blast, too. I wish we could have as much fun tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, too. I feel the same way. I wish from the bottom of my heart that the time we spent in the restaurant today would last forever. Wow, that's kind of poetic. Don't you agree, Keiichi-kun? Reina didn't notice that I made fun of her. Might have been a little tactless. I mean, meh. Suddenly I regret having said it. I do, I totally agree with you. And actually, I didn't even associate that as an insult either, actually. But you know something? Today's not the only day that's filled with happiness. A cool wind blew through her hair. She smiled at me, and for some reason, she looked very mature. Her appearance made my heart skip a beat. Every single one of our days in Hinamizawa is a wonderful, precious, and irreplaceable day full of happiness. Including the boring days when our climate activities get cancelled. Like just go to an entire like grass field and just lay face down into it. Honestly, like if the weather is right, honestly, that actually just sounds more peaceful anyway, like that. Randy, you think about things in a very mature way. No, I don't. Honestly, I'm still not done playing around yet. Maybe just because I'm still excited. Reina laughed, that made me laugh too. Yeah, I get those feelings that sometimes I'm like hanging out with some friends and I'm get things so rowdy that I'm like this way, even when it's long over with, you're still feeling more energized and excited. Even if it sometimes feel like you're dead fucking exhausted. You're too what is a good word actually for that? When you're dead and tired, but you still feel energized. The words. That's a unique situation and feeling, honestly. I had it a few times. I don't know how to put it. I never know how to put that actually. Rina laughed, and that made me laugh too. Sadako thought we were laughing because we said bad things about her and started bugging me about it. Once again, we made a lot of noise like I always do. Well, Sadako and I taking this turn here. Oh my god, I actually love the background for here. Oh my god. You can't even, like, okay, it's probably the trees are so dense, but, like, it just seems like the golden hue of the sunrise and all that are just preaching all the way through the trees and the trailblaze. Oh, that looks so cool. Rika, why not walk with them a little further and turn where the tobacco store is instead? Did you forget our night light burned down? Without that, it's too dark for us to sleep. Oh, that'll be quite the problem. Just get a giant lantern that goes into the ceiling and just brightens up the entire room like a normal light switch, honestly. That's how you properly sleep, where it seems like the sun is beaming straight into your goddamn eyes. Oh, I see. You need to go to Makino-san's general store. I guess we'll say goodbye here. You better take this turn, or you better either go a long way around. Makino-san's general store? Oh, right, that's where it is. They wanted to make a stop at the store before going back to the shrine. Turning here will be the quickest way. Okay, then. Bye, Rika-chan. Bye, Sadako. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Farewell, Keiichi-san. Farewell, Reina-san. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Rika-chan and Sadako waved at us many times into the narrow path through the field. Once the noisy girls were gone, it went especially quiet was sudden. I wouldn't say that. I'm hearing a lot of new noises now. It made me feel as if the sun had set in an instant. That's another good shot, actually. All the literally just the sun setting like pictures of all the different environment variations are really cool. Like all the grass is golden, and, like all the trees get yellowed and all that. Even if it's not even autumn, it's like still dead in the middle of summer. It's still so cool. It's so good. I could see my house by now, which everyone called Maebara Mansion, which, to be fair, it's not a mansion, it's a manor, okay? I didn't notice it earlier because of how fired up we all were. My stomach was about to burst. Technically speaking, it was already gonna burst from the very beginning when you started leaving off, so yeah. The growling in my gut felt like thunder. My body must have been paying the price for me acting like an idiot earlier. There was no way I was eating dinner that night. Yeah, have fun about explaining that to your parents. I need to tell my mom before she started cooking. Before anything, I had to get to the bathroom. Okay, I throw it all up then. Ugh, my stomach was churning. Oh boy, didn't sound good. Oh, throwing up from overeating. Yeah, I heard about that before. I think I experienced that actually. I think 2 days ago. That was certainly a pleasant experience, honestly. Like you get chills in the back of your head. You feel like you can even feel like the color in your face draining away from you, and just you can feel like just your stomach almost churning and turning, like you're goddamn stirring through butter. God. We got to the place where I'd always meet Reina in the morning and say goodbye in the evening. Again, still look at the goddamn red in the sky. It's good. I really did have a lot of fun today. Me too. Are you feeling okay, Keiichi-kun? No. No. My stomach is growling. I guess I just need to get some rest, actually. You need to train your stomach, huh? Huh? Exactly. Is it even possible to train your stomach for food competitions, honestly? Again, I still don't know if is that even possible, though. You ate about as much as I did. How did you fit all that inside your own tiny body? That would be a woman's secret. Rena giggled and tried to avoid giving me an answer. No, here's the thing. Immediately, the actual true answer is that a cartoonish way of him tilting your head to the side from the person and just putting the food like past your face and behind your body. Make it look like you ate, okay? Wow, that was so tasty. She'd probably hit me if I pressed her about it. If she punched me in the stomach, I'd throw up for sure. So I decided to go any further. Well, I mean, if she technically does that, then it's her fault, so then just reciprocating kind. Goodbye, Reina. See you tomorrow. Yes, see you tomorrow. You know, I used to live in the city. Yeah, why would we bring up the city right now? I never managed to enjoy each and every day like this before. After moving to Hinamizawa, you know, I think I found happiness. I feel the same way. I moved to Hinamizawa a year ago. I can't believe I'm as happy as I am and spend every day having as much fun as I do. I see. I'm sure tomorrow will be the same. Trying to think, like, probably not be as, like, that happy and ecstatic every day, but, like, from the sound of, like, a few things, just mostly content with each day, honestly. And if, like, you're not or ecstatically happy, just be content with the day anyway, like that. I see. I'm sure tomorrow will be the same. That's right. We had so much fun here today and today. So tomorrow will be the same. With all the fun we have every day, I sometimes feel like I'm gonna trip and fall sometime. And it kind of scares me. You fall no matter how careful you are. That's why I believe we have to enjoy every moment as much as we can. Yeah, you're right. We gotta enjoy every day as much as we can. Well, it's probably time to go. Please say hi to your parents for me. Well, I still have a lot of energy left. Aw. Look, Keiichi, this is your time at GM. You finish up whatever you have to do at your house, then immediately sneak over to Reina's house and figure out what our parents are like. So I'm gonna go treasure hunting. What, are you going there now? You sure are resilient. I'm impressed. What about you? Would you like to come along? I found a new trash pile that I haven't dug up yet. I found a new statue in there. I might find something totally cute in there. I'm sorry, but I gotta pass this time. Besides, it looks like a storm's brewing. I think you should go straight home too, actually. Oh, but I usually find something cute when I have a wonderful day today like today. That's called luck for you. But it's gonna be storming that badly, and it's gonna be interesting in another way, honestly. I remember when I had that was almost another interesting experience after thinking about it, where our whole family had to help take down a hunting stand in the woods. And when we got there, like, the sky was like gray and overcast, but we didn't think it was gonna be like storming and, like, you know, raining and all that. And when we got down to the ground for a bit, this hunting stand, and laid on the ground, then lightning strikes and suddenly started raining down. And we couldn't really carry the stand back because it was made of pure goddamn metal. And then when we were walking back, it started pouring down, and we had to run all the way back to our truck and just drive all the way back. That's the most intriguing imagery in my head since the path back and forth we take to get to the stand and also where we parked the truck was right alongside, like, I guess the dividing line between a cornfield and the actual forest. And it was all pouring down, and just see like large puddles of mud and just like just sprinting through it and all that. Man, we were completely soaked by the end of it, but my god, that was actually kind of fun, just like being in that whole situation. Just imagery alone. Like, I love rain so much, okay? Yeah. I'm just getting reminded of just listening through all this here. So I'm going there for just a few minutes. Hoshi. I felt sick enough that I didn't feel like going with her. If I felt better, I would have gone treasure hunting with her for sure. She didn't want to go home yet because she didn't want the fun day to end. That's exactly how I felt too. I understand. Bye then. Hope you can find something cute. Yep. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, we're back to her now. Okay, I see that goddamn pink text. I see that pink text. Not the fact I'm at Keiichi's name, but popped up and cute me in first. Definitely not that. I'm not colorblind at all. Keiichi couldn't wait over and over as if he didn't want to say goodbye yet. After a while, he was gone. Well, I had to go too, because I was going to go treasure hunting. I love cute things. I had such a wonderful day today that I'm sure I'm going to get lucky to treasure hunting. I definitely will find some wonderful treasures. I pedal my bicycle with determination. Like, does your bicycle have a basket into it? If it's, like, something big, how are you actually going to carry it all the way back over? My house is nearby, but I took another street that led to the damn construction site. It might have been okay to go home just then, but I had to go, because I didn't want to be seen. You're sneaking about through town. I had so much fun today. I want to continue feeling happy as long as I could. It's already getting late, but I felt like it was getting dark faster than usual. I mean, just like Keiichi-kun said, the clouds in the sky were growing darker. It might start raining hard. Again, all those kinds of things. God, that's pouring rain, honestly. Oh, it feels so calming and just fun to see and listen to. God damn it. But that doesn't mean I have to go home already. Stop it, Reina. You had so much fun today. Stay happy as long as you can. Because the very second you feel any tiniest bit of unhappiness, then the world will go to shit. I enjoy every day. Reina, say it. Say the magical words. Don't be embarrassed. You're not dumb or anything. My people enjoy every day even more if I were dumb. It's so dumb as what I want to be. I never had like some kind of similar thoughts, honestly. Aw, Hoshi. I'm gonna find something so cute and take it home with me. There. I said it. I'm sure I can find something cute. As long as I believe it's cute, anything can be that way. Ah. I guess not, like, what did I say back then? Like, like, I guess her definition of cute is mostly just, neato and all that, or just, like, amusing, honestly. I should fill my heart with happy memories of today and yesterday. I should look forward to the happiness I'm going to receive tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, too. I reached the dam construction site. A mountain of trash loomed up before me. I parked my bicycle and walked down the mountain of trash and scrap. This place is my castle. It would be incredible if anyone else came to this mountain of trash. I come here many times, and I usually stay for a long while. I've never seen anybody walk by. Except for the one time with Tomotaki, but that was one of my Keiichi came for that goddamn Randy statue. This place is the village's blind spot. Yeah, like this whole place is actually made from the village, I guess, to blame the construction site. And after that, no one wanted anything to do with actually moving the scrap then anyway. So, yeah. I think many people came here all the time during the dam wars, but it was abandoned after that. Yes, they were the cause of this scrap heap anyway, like that. I guess now it's like a... I guess really now it's an impromptu dumpster, actually, for the village now. It started as a political tool, but now it's just throw your trash here. The villagers no longer need to come here, and some people even forgot about it entirely. It seems like they dump trash here at midnight. I've never seen a truck actually dumping trash, at least. If they dump new trash more often, it can be more time to kill. It looks like it's not going to happen for a while. From the sound of it, it seems like you're actually hoping for people to litter in this place to get more stuff. And littering is bad, don't you know? I walked down the slope of the trash pile, all the way down to the bottom, and headed behind another pile. Nobody ever comes here. I come here many times, and I usually stay for a long while, but nobody has ever come to mess up this place. Not even the other kids in my school come here. They all believe that the arm of the manager of the construction site is buried somewhere in the trash piles. I also believe that the whole place is haunted. They told me that a ghost with one arm still wanders around here, looking for his missing limb. It's like a zombie goat just walking around, just who has my arm? Like those what was like the scary stories to tell in the dark? That one story from that one ghost lady's like missing big toe. They told me that a ghost with one arm still wanders around here, looking for his missing limb. Sadly, I haven't seen the ghost either. I'm not scared. I'd rather like to meet him. It'd be a nice, pleasant conversation, actually. I wouldn't mind helping him find his arm. If he's feeling lonely, I want him to be my conversation partner. So how's it like being in the afterlife? It kinda sucks. We don't really do much in there. Oh, that's too bad. You won't play a card game? Yeah, sure. There's a station wagon buried in the trash pile. Oh, I thought there was actually someone parked nearby here. Okay, then. No, there's a full-on car there. If you get out of the trash pile and it's like in good condition, you can upgrade your bike to something more stronger. Well, have fun getting gas to it then. It doesn't have tires, goddammit. But other than that, it still looks like a station wagon. Yes, I'm pretty sure if its tires are gone, it's still technically a car. Okay. The station wagon is my secret hideout. Oh yeah, they do have like big trunks in the back where you can actually lie in. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, it sounds like a cool place to like hang out to, actually. Unfortunately, the sliding door and the rear doors don't open. So whenever I want to get in, I enter the car from the passenger seat and crawl into the back from there. Of course, I take out my shoes to the passenger seat. Oh, okay, I love this background so much, actually. Actually, the thing that the car is, like, dashboard actually is more detailed this time instead of, goddamn Oishi's car, having that old-timey car just he bought years ago. He didn't upgrade at all. How dare he. It looks really nice, though. When you look at it from the outside, it's just a dirty, abandoned car, but the inside, it's its own little treasure. On the inside, it's nice and clean, because I swept it out and decorated a little. That took me a long time, actually. The back seats are lying flat because I wanted to have as much space as possible. I found a mattress in the trash pile and put it into that space instead. Wait, I thought you said wait, oh my god, you actually squeeze that through the passenger seat itself? Oh my god, that takes dedication. It was a bit dirty, so I brought a bedsheet from home and covered the mattress with it. I put my favorite cushions on top, and with that, it turned into a perfect bed. I put cushions and stuffed animals everywhere. And that's not all. I mean, look at this. A bunch of sweets here, too. I have a bag of fruit candy in 4 different colors, and some cookies. But they're going bad. I'll have to throw them away. My Bear Shade water bottle was empty. When I come here to spend time on Sundays, I usually bring this water bottle with some sweetened tea in it. A box of tissues, a flashlight, extra batteries, and other daily necessities in here. Also a few books to read in order to kill some time with it while I'm at it. Okay, this entire segment is just oozing the feelings and vibes of complete and utter coziness, and I'm all here for it. I am all here for it. Like, this also contributes to so much. It's all cozy vibes here, honestly. And I have this. What do you think this is? It's a car wheel. Look! Ta-da! My hideout is suddenly lit up, thanks to the table lamp. There's an electric outlet in the side of a nearby old construction office. I thought they had cut the power years ago, but to my surprise, I was wrong. I remember having, like, making, like, short stories and all that, where I'm making us, like, a secret hideout somewhere, like, a abandoned place where no one goes to, but they kept the power and, like, the water and everything running still because they forgot about it, but still paid for the bills, honestly. I'm getting those same vibes again. God damn it! I'm getting a reminder of, like, all those times I wrote, like, just random things, like, when I was in middle school and younger than that. God. Electricity is still being supplied to the outlet. When I found tons of extension cords, I came with the idea to connect them all, and electricity come all the way to my hideout. I could spend time here comfortably with some sweet books and lights. If I wanted to, I might be able to spend a night here. I was actually thinking, if, like, you had at one point, like, just tell your parents, you want to sleep over somewhere at a friend's house, and just, go spend time here, honestly, and just fall asleep peacefully under the stars. You know, all you have to do is, like, lock the doors, if they're able to, and just, turn off the light, and, you're completely fine. You know, if no one comes here besides a truck that happens at midnight, well, I guess the truck, comes at you, like, before you fall asleep, then, it's all good then. Look, I can even see in the gas can the gas gauge right there. There's still some left in there. You can still use it. But I may catch a cold since it gets so very cold at night. Get a heater or whatever the heater is for those kotatsus, and I'm gonna bring that all the way over here. Then you'll be fine as rain. See, this is a very nice hideout, isn't it? At first, I thought somebody would find it and mess with it, but it hasn't happened so far. Or maybe they technically came here and slept in it, and then just that'd be something interesting. Just after using a hideout for years and all that, you come back and you can tell someone, like, obviously was there, but then they just replaced almost everything they touched or ate in there and just with something else. That's because nobody comes here. Everybody forgot about this place. That's how this place became my secret perfect hideout. Yeah, probably because either yeah, everyone just forgot about this whole place because the damn conflicts are over. Just yeah, no one really wants to handle the dumpster and all that anyway like that. And probably people actually just want to completely forget the damn conflict ever happened anyway. Yeah. Especially with how much friction there was anyway. So, that's how this place became my perfect secret hideout. Fortunately, I ate so much today that I'm still full. I can tell them that I was playing with my friend at her house and ate dinner there. I gotta stay here for a while though, and relax. I'm not gonna treat myself. I loved the water gun battle yesterday. My heart had been pounding when I fought one-on-one with Keiichi-kun. I also had great fun at Angel More today. I never experienced such a crazy game with so many people in my life. I was still feeling the after effects, and I'm sure I'd have a dream about it tonight. That was why I wanted to bask in these happy feelings. That was why I was gonna treat myself in here. I should take off my shoes and stretch my toes. I should cherish the time when I can be myself. Once I took off my shoes, I felt so relaxed I didn't want to put them on again. Please don't fall asleep in there and stay there till morning. I played all day today and I was very tired. The treasure hunt could wait. As it got darker, the light of the table lamp became encouraging. It really was getting dark fast than usual. All of a sudden, I heard the sound of raindrops hitting the roof of the car. Oh, yes. Oh, God. That's what they're feeling. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. I feel like it's pouring down. You're in the car and doing that. Like, it's terrible when you're driving a car when it's raining and all that. But, like, when you're parked somewhere and, like, you see the rain, like, just falling onto it, just, it's also amazing. It also rained, like, it was pouring down rain a couple of days ago, or maybe a week ago, when I was driving me out. And I literally just went to a parking lot, just parked there, open the cover for the sky roof, and just, like, under a small, just brightly lit goddamn lamppost, to see all the rain and just the shadows of the water droplets, like, wash over the interior of the car. Man, it'll just, god damn it, just so entirely cozy. Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. The interval between drops got shorter and shorter. Making a continuous sound, I began to hear thunder. Even though it was raining heavily, I remained very quiet inside the car, making me feel like it was a different world. Yeah, it's almost kind of peacefully serene and surreal in a way. It's my castle after all. I felt a bit cold, so I unfolded my big blanket and hid under it. I'm here, alone, under the warm blanket that has my scent. Even though nobody knew where I was the moment, I feel like I was left alone in the heavy rain. I still feel secure and free from anxiety for some reason. I felt like this heavy rain was keeping my enemies away from my castle. I liked it that way. Oh, good God, this is great, I love this. This place is full of small happiness. It's full of my favorite things. That's why I'm happy whenever I'm here. When I put another blanket over me, I felt as warm as if I were in bed. I listened to the soothing sounds of raindrops hitting the scrap iron in the trash heaps. It made me feel sleepy. This is a castle of trash. This trash came here because nobody wanted it. This is where it lives. This is a country where unwanted refuse lives together. I felt like I fit in here. At the same time, I knew it was just a temporary place for me, as there was somewhere I had to go back to. No, I shouldn't think about things like that. Whenever I realized that I don't belong here, I remember my very dirty pile of trash. I should just doze for a little while longer. Thinking is poisonous. I want to keep myself out of that poison, so that the kind Reina within me could stay pure. A little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. And I closed my eyes. God, I love that. Also, like, well, is that the lot? Like the feeling she was about to get into, almost like that's another thing I don't know how to put into words, but this feeling of like want to go into my comfortable, I guess, anguish or like pain. Like I guess in a way just like a comfortable sadness, I guess you can say. Like just going through any kind of story honestly like that. Like man, sometimes like I indulge in it a few times, and it's like refreshing at times. But just if you indulge in it too much, honestly, it just actually sinks and becomes pure unadulterated sadness. Honestly, like what's another way to describe the feeling? Like I'm now just like now that's just gonna be the whole thing this episode. Just like I'm now just getting reminded of all these feelings I just got with just doing things on my own, and I don't even know how to even put into words to categorize them. My goddamn English major for crying out loud. That's still really nice, though. My mother was a very busy woman. The harder she worked, the more her work was valued, and she kept getting promoted. She sought to go higher and higher. She was always shining, and she was my hero. My mother started her career as a fashion designer at a small clothing factory in Okinomiya. My father was a designer too. Ah. They met through their jobs and soon got married. They lived in a small apartment in Okinomiya. They moved to my grandmother's house, our current house, in Hinamizawa when she got pregnant with me. I lived there until right before I went to elementary school. Now that I think about it, that was the happiest time of my life. I felt happy every day and believed without a doubt that tomorrow would be the same. I was so happy that I took it for granted and didn't even feel the happiness. I really did feel happy every day. I was small at the time, didn't really understand what was going on, but it seemed like the company my parents were working for was having financial difficulties. Oh, that's why he moved out. So my mother and a few other young designers started talking about leaving the company and going independent. After many things happened and the situation grew complicated, they got an offer to work at a big design firm in Ibaraki and they took the offer. At that time, I heard my mother saying many difficult words like limited partnership and business alliance, but in short, what she wanted to do was move to Ibaraki. My mother and her peers were hired because their talent and experience made them immediate assets to their new company. So if all wanted this, I was wondering like why he came back to Hinamizawa then. Like why your parents anyway. Huh. Especially if they had a promising career there. However, my father wasn't one of them. Unfortunately, my father wasn't as talented as my mother was. So moving to Ibaraki meant that my father had to give up being a fashion designer. Well, this new company had high expectations of her talent and promised her a responsible project. She didn't want to waste her growing talent and passion by living in a rural town like Hinamizawa. Yeah, we gotta move up in this world. We can't live in the countryside with all these normal people. We gotta go big. We gotta go strong and independent. I'm assuming like actually the fashion designer team is like kind of as like more just some more expensive like clothing and like cloths and all that to seam and like just sew together and all that. So my mother convinced my father to quit his job and move to Ibaraki to support her and to help her build her career. Back then, moving meant that I had to say goodbye to my close friends. I didn't want to move, and I kept crying about it. Actually, was Reina friends with Mion back then, like before? From the sound of like how they were now, actually, like most likely, probably actually, she was gone like after elementary school. After we moved to Ibaraki, my mother was a big success. Not only did she have great leadership skills, but she was full of energy, and I believe she made the best use of her talents to succeed. She came home late every night and barely had any days off. When she had a big project, she often stayed entire nights in her office. When she always came home, she looked fulfilled and wore a happy smile that she never worn when she was in Hinamizawa. She was shining. I remember I always wanted to shine like her when I grew up. On the other hand, my father wasn't doing so well. He couldn't find a job as a fashion designer, so he took a clerical job at a small company. But he kept changing positions. He couldn't use the experience that he had cultivated. It was very hard for him. But he's very understanding. He started to take care of things around the house for my mother. He got busier and busier, having one project or another. He cleaned the house, did the laundry, and came to my school events. However, he couldn't cook. He did cook rice, but always bought side dishes from a grocery store. You got side dishes right now? Oh my good god. God damn it, I'll never get over that line for the first installment. My gosh, Keiichi-kun, you have side dishes? Like, it's the most surprising thing in the world. We ate dinner without my mother more and more often. That actually probably makes sense, like, why Reina started, like, trying to cook her own stuff then, I guess. Kind of like these backgrounds for her. Like, I'm assuming it's her house. It's quaint. It's nice. I guess she's busy again. Every time I said that, he always told me, your mother's working very hard, so let's support her, Reina. That was what he always told me. I decided to help my father with the cooking. I thought it was a good idea to learn how to cook, since he wasn't good at it. Yeah. When my mother cooked, I helped her and tried to learn how to cook from her. She apologized for not having enough time to cook for us, but she was happy that I was learning. I think I wrote my school yearbook that I wanted to be a clothing designer in the future, just like my mother. That's literally the same thing that Keiichi wrote down from being an artist like his dad. But apparently I like my mother's exceptional sense of style. She used to tell me, take it as something that you're born with, not something that you cultivate. Yeah, honestly, no, that actually makes complete lot of sense. Like, what was that? When I was in middle school and high school, when I was actually in a kind of run just trying to figure out who I was, the whole thing, like, classic whole thing of, like, puberty, like, who am I and all that. I remember at some point just, like, being weirded out by my own weird tastes. And I just remember looking at random points online as scientifically and biologically speaking, why do people like the things they do? And I could never, ever get a true answer, honestly. So it's really just something that either, like, you just figure out that you like this thing or hate that certain thing, or literally just you already have it, but you're not consciously aware of it. And so far, anyway, everything I've figured out which I like, technically speaking, it still holds true, honestly. I mentioned a few times, like Closed Circle Mystery, just all smells like Nito, even like Rain and all stuff like that. Remember, like, loving that as a kid and all that, and it still holds true all these years. I mean, I've also heard like some people like say they get they slowly hate something because they got sick of it all happening all the time. I don't know, just because that's how normal people operate, they get too much of one thing, or they get like too consistently, then it becomes like commonplace, and like there's no nothing substantial about it. I guess almost like echoing back to the thematic tips in the fourth installment about wanting something different to happen. But most of the time, I kind of just like the routine a tiny bit. And plus, the things I like usually, they are mostly unpredictable in the ways of you don't really know what you're gonna get, or at least it'll look differently the more you see it, or the more you do it, the more you watch it. She used to tell me, taste is something that you were born with, not something that you cultivate. I remember I was discouraged to be a designer because of that. That was why I decided to reach her by getting better at things she wasn't so good at, instead of trying to be like her. I wanted to be good not only at cooking, but also at doing things around the house, such as cleaning, doing the laundry, and grocery shopping. I remember my father was really happy I did all that for him, because he wasn't good at it at all. He can't even do a simple goddamn origami fold for the towels right. Couldn't find a job and spent a lot of time at home. He spent a lot of time at home, sorry. So he seemed to enjoy spending time doing the housework with his daughter more than anything else. I started to become better and better at fulfilling in for my mother, and she started to get too busy to do any of the housework at all, and she moved on to a more responsible position in her job. She took me out to many places, as to compensate for leaving me alone all the time. She used to say, "Let's go eat something delicious without telling your father." Took me out to a restaurant. She took me to high-class restaurants and amusement parks. Sometimes it was only me and my mother. Sometimes it was with her friends from work. She took me to a beach barbecue one summer with those friends. I was introduced as her daughter, and every one of them pampered me. I still remember there was this one guy, particularly doted on me. He was a good-looking young man. I called him Uncle once, and he got mad at me. He was nicely tan with a dyed brown hair. This young man often came with us when we went out. My mother took me somewhere. She usually made several phone calls for her work during the day, and sometimes she took me out to a place where she could also do her work at the same time. So I didn't feel awkward when people from her work came with us. But I always preferred to be alone with her, so I was happier when we could do that. One day, she took me to a very high-end part of town. Of course, she always spoiled me whenever we went out. She bought me things and let me eat whatever I wanted. But she especially spoiled me that day. She took me to many expensive-looking boutiques and accessory stores. She was about to buy me something, but I told her not to get it because it didn't look good on me. Without hesitation, she bought it anyway. I remember there were many zeros in the price tag. On that day, I realized my mother's design work had made her a very successful woman, and she was earning a lot of money. So why did she suddenly just leave, then? Oh, okay, I like this background, too. Every single background change is something good. Every new one. We took a break at a ridiculously expensive-looking restaurant that probably charged 1,000 yen for a glass of orange juice. Excuse me, what? My mother clapped her hands and spoke to me with a smile on her face. She asked, "Reina, would you like to make your dream come true?" When I was in kindergarten, my teacher gave students a topic to draw a picture of. The topic was my dream, and I drew myself eating a mountain of fruit parfait all by myself. My mother meant to say was that she was going to make that dream come true for me today. It was a normal day. It wasn't my birthday or anything. But since my mother always spoiled me whenever we went out together, I didn't feel awkward about it at all, and I accepted her offer with a happy smile. There were 5 or 6 fruit parfaits in front of me. I remember it looked exactly like the world I drew. I felt like I was floating in the dream world. It was too much for us to finish. We dug our spoons into it as if we were playing in the mud, and we really enjoyed eating it together. It was my first time to experience getting full by eating only fruit parfaits, and I remember I was very happy. I enjoyed taste and happiness and chatting with my mother. Mina-chan, do you remember the man who went to the movie and had dinner with us last time? I was getting vibes, but please don't tell me. Are you talking about Uncle Akihito? Though I can't call him that, he's gonna hit me. Mina-chan, do you like Akihito-san? I hate him. He always teases me. It's because he likes you. You go along well with him at the barbecue. Well, I get along with him every now and then. Every now and then. My mother laughed. I didn't know why she brought up the subject, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I was too young. When I think about it, she was breaking the news. I just didn't notice it. Oh, okay. Rhea-chan, who do you like better? Your father or me? That's okay. I was actually thinking in the background. Oh my good god. I actually got like actual God fucking damn it. The very second they brought the uncle was actually my first thought was, is this a cheating story? Oh, good god damn it. God damn it. I've read too many goddamn of these cheating stories when I was doing my literary magazine thing. It's never, I'll never not have this weird, like, eye for it, honestly. There were so many there that we just kept getting so many different, like, just submissions for that goddamn magazine to the point of almost every single one that came through, we almost, every one of us just collectively just said no to. There's only ever one, which I actually liked, but just because it had a different way of going about it. And, like, it had an interesting way of actually using his own prose. That was the only time. The only time. But if I try to say it out loud, it would just sound like every other generic cheating story ever or anything like that. So, my good god. Who do you like better? Your father? Or me? You. I wasn't gonna hate my father or anything, but I thought giving her that answer was appropriate. She spoiled me so much. If I said I'm gonna live in another house away from your father, which of us would you like to live with? Huh? I'm thinking about divorcing your father and getting married to Akihito-san. At the time, my mother was a very successful woman. I didn't know this at the time, but she was directed by a headhunter to work at a bigger company, where she's promoted to a higher and more responsible position, one where she could bring out the most of her talent. Of course, position was the only thing she gained. For my father's low salary, my mother was earning enough money to support a family of 3 and still has some left over. I kind of realized it from the way she spent money. The greater position she achieved, the more she spent time with people at her level. All of them were bright and talented. Credit them, my father might have looked unattracted to her. I mean, I liked Uncle Akito, but I liked him as one of his friends, not in the same way like my father. I mean, I like my father and mother equally, so it's very shocking to me that my mother wanted to divorce him. I felt as if the ground below me was beginning to crack. Expression, I realized, actually fit my situation very well. I had to choose which side of the cracked ground I wanted to stand on. My mother told me to live with her, at her new house. Her new house meant the house Uncle Akihito lived in. I thought a house was a sanctuary for a family. So I'm wondering if this stress and whatever happened to him, I guess, what happened to those other boys that she was from with her school then in this area, probably prompted her not to live with the mom and actually go back with her father back then. And actually, did she, like, oh boy, actually, did her dad like marry and like someone else new, or oh, she like kept like pushing Keiichi away so that she doesn't want to talk about her mom anyway. Oh, I believe that a house is a holy place where strangers couldn't easily enter. You gotta get dosed with holy water if you want to step in through these hallowed halls. That was why I couldn't believe her. How could she let a stranger invade such a holy place so easily? Why do you hate my father? My mother looked down and didn't answer. Asked her another question. Why can't you stay with my father? The fact of if that's the exact words you used, anything like all through that, it almost honestly just feels like Rain already knew from the very from this moment that yeah, I was not gonna be. There's already a clear divide pushed up, like those exact words. My father. What about dad? Anything like that. Like my dad instead of any other kind of word except for especially with stepfather and all that there with Akihito. I think that was the hardest and the most heartbreaking of all questions for my mother to answer. In short, my mother had cheated on him. She loved another man who was more attracted to my father. It was just that and nothing more. I knew more than anybody that it wasn't my father's fault. Why the fuck would it be anyway? First of all, he decided to move from Hinamizawa to support my mother as much as he could. For him, nothing good had come from that. Actually, I think he had a very tough time since we moved to Ibaraki, but he volunteered to be her support and tried very hard to do that. I thought my mother appreciated his support. So railing against her about all this, or? So, I took her decision as a betrayal. You traitor! I totally disagreed with everything, including their divorce. I said it very loudly and made everybody in the store jump. Sure, continue your relationship with Uncle Akihito, but don't divorce my father. I feel bad for him. I feel terrible for him. He's been doing nothing but support you patiently this whole time. How could you do such a cruel thing to him? I screamed as loud as I could. My mother answered, "It's too late." Why? You haven't talked to my father about this, have you? It's not too late. I'm pregnant. Well, there goes that. I don't know if my mother actually told him about the divorce in person. A middle-aged woman who called herself a lawyer came to the house several times to my father on my mother's behalf. She sometimes called him too. My father begged the lawyer to let him speak directly to my mother many times, but it never happened. You can tell by the way they talked that he had no clue my mother had when my mother told him she wanted a divorce. Well, again, not even sure if she told him in person anyway. The lawyer told him not to meet my mother, not to call her at work, and many other things too. Top it all off, he told him not to see my mother ever again. He wanted to talk to her. He called some of their mutual friends, but he only found out the name of the guy she was having an affair with and nothing more. Oh, so okay, so she just made friends with one of their colleagues, and every other person that she technically had friends before moving, only knows the smallest bit about her now. She's completely changed by then. He asked me, "Do you know the guy?" I told him, I do. I also told him that he was a funny guy and had given me candy many times. I'll never forget how he looked when I told him that. He hit me for the first time. Oh my good god. He hit me so hard that his handprint stayed on my cheek for a while. Then he fell on the floor and cried loudly. And then I started to cry too. I didn't cry because he hit me. Uncle Akihito was kind to me, so I liked him and talked to him out of courtesy. But no, that wasn't it. Girls would be kind to everybody. Oh, okay, so I characterized that achievement then from, okay, that I'm assuming that woman actually is worse off than, honestly. It'll be nice and polite to everyone then. I mean, that is the culture, like, for Japan anyway. That's what I thought. But I was wrong. I learned in this world that there are people you should be nice to, and enemies you shouldn't be nice to. The enemies are the ones who would destroy my life with their very existence. Whether they mean to harm me or not doesn't matter. They're like weeds growing in a flower bed. Dandelions are innocent. They take all the nutrition for the tulips from the soil. That's the way to pull them out. I'm just slowly just equating this all to how Reina acted in the first installment. Like, while I kind of understand this, literally was just how she's framed this, along with her philosophy of making sure every day is like happy as the rest. It feels like there's just a flaw with that, especially with how like Keiichi learned everything that happened, and then everyone just started going completely against Keiichi just because hey, we don't want to talk about this, but it's, like, at the same time it kind of lied about it. The more he thought about it and was told things about it, it kind of also painted him a bad light, and to the point that they literally started threatening him just because he wanted to know what happened more in the past. And that was it. And then from that point on, to be honest, it's still kind of their fault, honestly. Again, even if Reina overheard some of the conversation that Keiichi was having with Oishi and all of that, he even when he was talking to Oishi on the phone, he did seem like flabbergasted he was being told to do that. And then he only started acting more aggressively to all his I guess friends, quote unquote, by that point in the story, because they started threatening him in turn, honestly. And I think the only time that Lilium Reina ever actually went back in that word, honestly, was just by literally after trying to force her way into the house after numerous times, again threaten him again. So unless there's this weird, I guess, kind of dissonance of you're my friend, but at the same time you're seeping all the happiness away from everything like this, then I must hate you, then I still do not know how to interpret all this. Dandelions are innocent. They take out all the nutrition for the tulips from the soil. That's the way to pull them out. I mean, the dandelions are nothing wrong, but they're the enemy. Yeah, that just cements my brain. Enemies are bad people. That guy was a bad person. I shouldn't have accepted him. I should have rejected him with everything I had. We didn't even recognize the time, so... By doing so, I might have been able to disrupt their relationship. By doing so, I might have been able to make my mother feel like their relationship was not going to work. Again, this is actually now taking another way of I should have seen this all coming. I should have been there to actually do it. I had the possibility to stop all this. I was perfectly suited the task to actually ruin this and make things better than they actually were. Again, it's literally just blaming yourself because you should have noticed at the time, or you should have done this or that at the time. My good God. I should have been able to make my mother feel like the relationship was not going to work. If I tried to do so, my parents wouldn't have had to break up. My father and I cried together, but we cried for different reasons. He must have cried because it happened so fast and didn't make any sense to him. I cried because I regretted that I let it happen when I had the chance to prevent it. My father stroked my cheek and opened his mouth to apologize, but he couldn't speak and just cried with me. One day, the lawyer let me see my mother. My mother asked me to live with her at the house again. I didn't know what to say, so I just kept looking down and listening to her apologies. My father knew that I was going to see my mother on that day, so he handed me a letter and told me to give it to her. I don't know what he wrote in that letter. For some reason, I was able to imagine what kind of things he wrote when I felt it through the envelope. It's Braille. After all, the letter to the envelope had a rough surface. What? He must have been crying while writing the letter, and his tears made the letter all wrinkled when it dried. Okay, let's actually hope it's that, because if it was the more morbid thing I was thinking about, then oh my god, I'm taking such a large goddamn turn, honestly. My mother took the letter from me and told me that she'd read it later and was able to put it in her bag. I stopped her and told her to read it right there. I wanted to see how she's going to take the last words my father had left to her. My mother didn't read it. She told me she wanted to read it alone later, and she put it in her bag. At the time, I realized... No, it was more than that. I should say, I knew, because it was so obvious. I knew that my mother was lying. She had no intention to read my father's letter. She was going to throw it away after I was gone, but she lied just because she wanted to seem like a nice person in front of me. It's like curling her eyebrows and lips told me that more clear than anything else. At that moment, I finally knew something else. The guy she was having an affair with wasn't the only bad person. My mother was also a bad person. Since that moment, the existence of my mother disappeared from my world like dry ice evaporating. Didn't have to hesitate about whom to live with anymore. Yeah, I was thinking that was the deciding factor, honestly, just all that. Even if you just couldn't humor that, or just, like, read through it and all that, and just, like, you know, pretend to do it from the ear, just, yeah, no. I don't want to go to your house. The Ryugu house is my home. I don't want to see you anymore. Please don't even call me. But Reina, if you want to live with your father, you won't have... At that moment, I hated my name for the first time in my life. Oh, that's where the name comes. Okay, then. Please, don't call me Reina ever again. I have to go now. Goodbye. Those were my last words to my mother. Not to the woman who used to be my mother. After that, I spent many days without feeling anything. I didn't know if the days were long or short. I didn't know which season I was living in. It was supposed to be nothing out of the ordinary. Not my mother around. Every time my father saw things that reminded him of her, like her toothbrush, her teacup, her books, he shed tears that left me frustrated. That's why I decided to completely remove her belongings from the house. I roughly threw her thing to a black trash bag, just to do so frantically. So I knocked down her wardrobe, threw her music box and hard on the floor, broke her mirror. My mind was already not working properly. Oh. Okay, so just from that description, then that carried over to oh boy, the boys, like, okay, they were bad in that way then too. Okay, then she equated like doing that to the whole entire house then, the whole school actually then. But, when I try to remember what happened after that, I feel disorientated. It's because the pills that Doctor gave me back then made me feel disorientated and lethargic every time I took them. It seems that dullness hit me especially hard. Every time I try to remember that time, it makes me feel disorientated and lethargic, just like the pills made me feel. I've actually felt this several times. Oh, good God. I don't remember some parts of my childhood. honestly. Actually, most of it is a whole entire combination of it. And again, I'm not gonna go too much into it, a tiny bit, but I had to take ADHD medication, and especially with things happening around our house, and all that, it didn't help matters, and I usually just spend time just all by myself, and just locked my room just to do other things. And yeah, I don't remember anything that happened there besides just long sleepless nights just playing whatever game that that I fancied, like with a complete blank face on my just on my head, and just going through like anything imaginable just made me feel something, honestly. Like, good God. That's actually kind of the reason why I'm the very second I found some stuff that actually made me feel something again, I just latch onto it immediately. And just ride the wave until it goes, or just I don't feel about it so strongly, but I still like it. But yeah. Oh boy. I destroyed everything that smelled like my mother. Wow, I can't believe the windows in the school smelled that way too. The thing I wanted to destroy the most must have been myself. After I threw all away her belongings away, I still couldn't stop feeling the regret. Just to blame myself in the end. Yeah, okay, so just I guess self-destruction anyway, like that. Maybe I was thinking that I want to do damage to her reputation and successful life by destroying her daughter, destroying myself. When I was at the reach that very last resolution. Oh, Yoshiro-sama came to me. Okay then, so what you're telling me is that you found the Oyashiro-sama religion? Oyashiro-sama told me to go back to Hinamizawa. Yes, all this was because of this curse. I mean, like, that's the thing, because from the sound of it, if she moved back a year ago, then honestly speaking, she probably never thought of Hinamizawa like back then, ever since then, until this weird revelation came out of nowhere, honestly. Oyashiro-sama brought a curse upon the Ryugu family because we broke his rule and abandoned Hinamizawa. After I figured that out, everything started to make sense to me. All the crazy things that happened after my mother was gone. The curse of Oyashiro-sama did all that to us. It was Oyashiro-sama's voice telling us to come back to Hinamizawa. That's right. We should have stayed in Hinamizawa. Everything went crazy because we moved. We had to go back to Hinamizawa. I kind of feel worse about that than anything else that happened, technically speaking. I feel way more disgusted about that factor than anything else that happened to you so far, Reina. I started feeling disoriented again, and a dull pain ran through my head. It might have been a scream from within me telling me not to push myself too hard to remember any further. Oh. The house where we used to live in Hinamizawa was still there. My grandmother already passed away, and the house was the only property she left up for us. I remember that I used to live in Hinamizawa. All I remembered was that it was a village that I used to live in until right before I went to elementary school. Oh. I remember the atmosphere of the village too, but that was all I remembered. So, like, you were extremely goddamn young. Like, if you heard all those, like, the Oyashiro-sama's, rules and all that, and it just, came to you, then, actually, would you remember all that if you, you moved away from that young, actually? That feels a tiny bit weird, honestly. Especially the sound of it, you didn't really look back if it happened in the village, too much, honestly. So you just got the epiphany from absolutely goddamn nowhere. Literally. Okay. I remember the atmosphere of the village too, but that was all I remembered. I forgot the streets and even the names of the close friends I used to play with. The neighbors knew that the son of the deceased woman had come back divorced. They didn't know us, and we didn't know them. So it's almost like we moved to a new place. But as far as I was concerned, it was still my hometown that I had to come back to. Oh, it's one of the, it's this kind of feeling where technically you were born here, you actually grew up here, you made a name for yourself there. The very second you changed, or the very second you moved away, or when around you, just your whole just setting changed for you, then you try going back to it, you feel out of place. Except for very select people, and everything else is completely and utterly alien to you. Okay. At first, everything was inconvenient compared to life in Ibaraki. It was hard for both of us to adjust. But we renovated our old house, and it was only me and my father. Life here seemed to make my father forget his pain from the divorce. Michan was very kind to me, and I started to get used to my new life too. And everything around the house, and we gradually went back to a time when we used to live happily. Anybody can live a happy life. People sometimes say that some people are born to be unhappy, but I believe that's just an excuse for people who don't even want to try. I won't give in to fate. Oh, we're doing this again. Defy destiny. Everyone, immediately take that to heart. I'll never give up trying to recapture the happy times that I lost. I'm gonna become happy to the point where I don't even feel the happiness anymore. I'm not gonna cry anymore. I'll never cry again. I used up all my tears that night my father hit me. The curse of Oyashiro-sama is over because we came back to Hinamizawa. So, I'm gonna have a happy life from now on. All of a sudden, big raindrops hit the roof of the car and I recovered my senses. But this put a lot of, like, what she thinks more into perspective anyway. It was still raining hard. It had already gotten dark outside. The shadows the table lamp created were very dark. It was as if there was nothing else around me. If I turned off this light, would everything in this world disappear? I turned off the light. Darkness swallowed me. But the cold air and the sound of rain didn't change a bit. It made me realize I was still in this world. The curse of Oyashiro-sama. Did the curse of Oyashiro-sama do those crazy things to my family? Or did I convince myself that it did as an excuse for myself because I didn't want to feel guilty with the divorce? I don't think it's... Sometimes I'm not sure. So then, okay, you equate the whole divorce thing with Oyashiro-sama in some way, then honestly, and all those feelings towards it, okay, then, oh boy. Oh boy. Since the time, Oyashiro-sama hasn't come to me. I sometimes feel like it was a delusion I created because I was mentally ill. But he did come that time. I'm sure about that. Am I right, Oyashiro-sama? Yes, child. It was true, Pat's head. I wasn't happy after I left Hinamizawa, but I came back and I'm happy now. But where am I supposed to go now that I'm unhappy in Hinamizawa? Where? Stop it, Reina. Don't think you're unhappy. I am happy. I will be happy. I can definitely be happy. Okay, toxic positivity. Here we are. Oh my good gosh. Suddenly I felt that this darkness swallowed me. Never be able to be happy again. I found the switch of the table lamp and turned it back on. I looked at the clock. It was already past 11 p.m. Oh boy. I had to go home. I wouldn't have time to prepare my lunch for tomorrow. At least, I had to set the timer in the rice cooker. Didn't look like the rain was going to stop anytime soon. I looked out of the window to see the rain, but I could only see my reflection. I talked to the reflection in the window. I'm so glad my father's happy. He's been acting like he was dead for a long time. A smile on his face is a good sign that he's regaining his former happy life. He became miserable because of me. I still don't mind doing things for him until he regains a smile and we become truly happy. I stay here alone for a while. Gives me some time to be alone with her. Plus, I have to fake a smile. But then... my reflection in the window tells me, Reina, you're such a good girl. You're kind to everybody and love them equally. You can make anybody feel like you. But did you forget something? In this world, there are people you should be kind to. And... enemies they have to reject with all you got. I thought you learned that lesson. No, don't listen to her. Her reflection is always mean. She always says mean things and makes fun of my worries. I'm getting flashbacks to another thing I wrote. God fucking damn it. God damn it. But she always tells me things I can't say myself. Let's go home, Reina. To your home. Forget about the mean Reina in the mirror. I was a bit hungry by then. After all the desserts I ate, I still got hungry. I almost forgot. Rina-san bought me a shortcake. I mean, I never had a shortcake from more, but I bet it'll taste good. To give my thanks to Rina-san the next time I see her. Rina-san speaks in a way that makes it very clear how she grew up, but I'm sure she's a good person. That's because she's so good to my father. I did everything I could to make my father smile, but I failed. On the other hand, Rina-san can put a big smile on his face so easily. I have to thank Rina-san. To thank her for cheering up my father. But I don't know why. I just don't like her perfume. And that gives the bad vibes, and it means she's a bad person then, honestly. That's the last line to close out this chapter. Okay. So something important to note then. If it's just simply the illusions of, I guess, you know, someone's scent all the way, it must be important to keep in mind then, honestly. A summer vacation picture diary, premonition of rainy days. Don't call me Reina. Reminisce in the past. It does explain quite a few things about her. Although the very end, it's understandable, but at the same time, if that's literally everything that happened from the first installment, then honestly, even then I can't get by. It's like not even the case like how Shan was, where she was completely fully convinced that everyone did something bad. It wasn't the fact she got paranoid and all that. Unless like it shows off here in this chapter that Reina was absolutely goddamn stressed. Like from all this, whether it's because I'm keeping up toxic positivity or anything like that, then I don't know if I can quite buy that or technically forgive that in a sense. It's not even a sense of how Shan was, where she was kind of forced to do bad things, or she felt she was pressured to based on how she was raised and everything like that, from almost every aspect, technically speaking. Just from what we've seen of like Keiichi's perspective as well, literally all he did was like he wanted to know more about the town from just being there for a month. He asked his friends about it like first beforehand. It wasn't like he was trying to pry into like things like that was like I'm struggling with them, even though like technically I'm because that was technically a thing besides Reina like I'm making like pals, like being friends with Satoshi and all that. Like that's literally the only time that I'm Reina like actually had a big bad experience with like the curse of the town. Then next year Keiichi comes. So unless like all this kind of like stuff built up, even though it was like months and years apart, like days and all that, and like only those big events happen and nothing else, it just feels so wrong to go from like I'm just appointing just one person you made good friends with, and they just want to know what's happened in this town, and I'm just in the sound of it. If you literally just told them none of this would have bad happened, and even with the whole thing of like your own friend spying and all that, it kind of spawned from you not telling him anything, and then just hold big old spiral of not trusting each other and all that. Especially with the part of him, even though from me the sound of it, maybe actually Reina didn't know about me putting that needle inside the mochi, honestly, but it feels like obviously Keiichi would equate that to both of them, honestly. Especially since they both started hounding Keiichi about what is told about the police and all that from Oishi and all that. And especially the fact Reina by that certain point of just Keiichi wanted to distance himself from everyone else and like stop talking to them. Literally, I'm actually trying to remove them from their lives, actually speaking, and trying to stop talking to them. Then Reina started going after him with a goddamn hatchet. You know, the whole thing of like removing him, like something like a weed, like someone like a bad person, an enemy, and a weed. Like, is it literally just the whole fact because it's because your presence is making everyone uncomfortable, even though you did nothing wrong. She's gonna equate it to that. Then, oh, good God, good God, honestly. So where do these go? My summer vacation picture diary. Today I went to a swimming pool with my mom. I'm assuming this is Reina's old like diary then. Yeah, okay, figured. Uncle Akihito came with us too. I don't like him because he's sometimes mean to me, but he's a very kind and funny old man. He told me to call him Daddy for that day, because he was going to play with me at the pool like he was my daddy. My mom called him Daddy, so I did too. Uncle Akihito looked very happy and gave me a lot of money. Okay. My mom looked very happy, and it made me happy too. I want to play with him again. My dad can come with us next time. Yeah. Even if you're pretending you still had that in your back of your mind, like that kind of word and placement, honestly, is very poignant and very telling. Honestly, it's the exact same thing in one of like how I wrote like one of my stories anyway. It was literally also the similar thing if it was actually literally another thing about cheating story as well. But the whole focus of it was not on that itself, but more like the main character was literally just the kid growing up, and it's like, should I even bother to like learn who like my dad was? Like, cheating my mom and all that. Should I even bother to? Why do I care about this so much? Do I just want to get him out of my brain forever? Do I want to find some reason to actually care about him? Or what is it? Am I so focused on this? Like those kind of feelings, honestly. It's being the same sort of vibes to him up. It's probably like, yeah, there's so many entire themes that are being played in this entire series, which I thought of before, or they wrote about before, or I can relate to in some level. It's actually kind of intriguing as well, just like parse through and just from my own brain to work through a tiny bit. Premonition of rainy days. I opened the window, placed my cushion nearby, and prepared to enjoy the weather. But she came over to disrupt my peaceful evening. She always uses my time of solitude. You look pleased. Oh, that's right, you ate lots of your favorite sweets today. Okay, Who's this actually from? Whose perspective is this? This girl loves sweets more than anything. I like them too, but I can't eat it like she does. It'd give me heartburn if I ate the amount she ate today. She seemed to be very happy, so I'll leave her alone for a while. I've been making my favorite hot and salty food for the past few days, so she must be quite pleased today. It was a very fun day for me, too. I just want to enjoy the memory and the excitement I felt today by sitting here quietly, enjoying the sunset. When I looked up at the sky, I saw some thick clouds forming there. It's actually from Sadako's perspective. The wind was a bit colder than usual. It might start raining soon. People say that when deep-sea animals come up to the shallows, it's a sign of a big earthquake or a tsunami. I saw a very rare fish that dwells in the deep water in the shallows today. That means this whole entire world is gonna go under, baby. Just as the ancient stories of sea monsters should say, people hate deep-sea animals and tend to interpret them as omens of a disaster. It didn't matter if they showed up alive or dead. I said something interesting just now. Either they showed up alive or dead. Or just an omen of a disaster. Oh, it might start raining soon, actually. Yeah, I know, you don't have to tell me. I'll get the laundry. I grabbed a basket and went outside to take the laundry in. The clouds are getting darker. I normally like rain, but I didn't think I'd enjoy it today. Huh, actually, I'm intrigued, actually, from that background. I want to reread this again. One reason I like my house is because it has good ventilation. Is this actually all those ones going to be from Sadako's perspective? As long as there's a nice breeze, I don't have to rely on a fan to keep me cool. Take my futon down from the windowsill, place my cushion near the open window, enjoy the cool breeze of the evening. According to my pay-to-day calendar, it's June, 1983 today. Well, still June, it seemed like summer skipped the rainy season and was already coming around the corner. This is very abnormal, apparently. Even if it was abnormal weather that only comes around once in 100 years, it was supposed to come in June of 1983. It wasn't so much of a big deal. It was inevitable. On the other hand, the sudden eating shower on the way home from school was more unpredictable than anything else. Every day had been in perfect harmony, as it was all carefully planned. I feel like something good was going to happen this year. I mean, how should I put it? It's like the feeling I get when I roll 6 in the first throw of a board game and start off with a huge lead. When it comes to a die, the more you roll it, the more the total averages out. We actually roll a die many times every day of our lives. It's not like one stroke of luck is really a big deal to be overly happy with. If I roll 6 in my first throw, and 1 in the next throw, but total of 7. If you believe in fate, you might say there's a higher possibility of a 1 to come up in the die. You can never actually tell what number you will roll. That's what fate is all about. Might roll a 6 again. The chance of rolling a 6 twice in a row is 1 out of 36, but if you look at each row one by one, There's also 1/6 chance of that miracle. The glass wind chime Sadako put up yesterday was making a refreshing sound. Yeah, that's actually... Okay, wait, no, it's not from Sadako's perspective, but... Okay, this is from Rika's perspective, actually. Are these going back and forth between those two, actually? So yeah, this sounds like it's actually from Rika's perspective, actually. Yeah, that was actually a closing line. How did I not realize that? So this is gonna go back and forth between them, we got Rina's business card here, Rina Mamiya, and like who's apparently getting closer to Reina's dad, but because like they put the whole thing up there from people getting close to like Reina's parents become that bad off and anything like that, and just that sense of she was technically an unpleasant person. Even the achievement said that was as well. At least like Reina's giving her the benefit of the doubt, but be interesting. Okay. So this all the tips would be here about I guess a respective shot of what Rika and Sadako were doing like the day of the tips, or like certainly like that. And then going back and forth between the introduction of this new character and what happened to Ray in the past. Like again, the whole thing is really interesting to hear, even that whole perspective. It's interesting, but like I don't know, like that's still like not enough to me to like justify I guess all that happened to Keiichi. Even if like just I need to like see if like again I'm wondering how like I wonder if anyone's done that with like literally like removing I guess like all the inner dialogue that the main protagonist is like have in their brain, and just showing off the entirety of what happened in the moment to moment, like leaving descriptions of what's happening in the moment, leave the spoken dialogue aloud, and just see how things are different there. Like because since obviously we're dealing with inside someone's brain and anything like that, and hearing their own thoughts, understand what they're doing and what they interpret as what's going in their world, which I guess in some way be hard to do, trying to get all the bias out of the way. But I think it'll be intriguing to see like there might be some things I'm missing from this first installment. Well, besides everything we weren't exactly told anyway, of course. Maybe something else I'm missing from there, honestly. Because again, like that first installment was one where basically nothing really bad happened. At least in the case that Keiichi's done, or like anything happened to him up until the festival appeared, and literally he did exactly the same way as like all his other friends did. Besides, just leading up to him learning about the town itself. And as long as like especially since Oishi came along, just like push things further, then okay then. So this whole entire thing is literally just going back and forth between Keiichi's perspective and Reina's, for the main things, just like learning her past, honestly, and her way of thinking. Which honestly, even though this whole chapter was a whole big old exposition thing about her past and all that, it does make a lot of sense. And even though it's not referenced in this chapter, unless it's gonna be brought up sometime later when Reina thinks about things again, then I think it's pretty much obvious as hell that what technically I guess around happened. I think I guess those kids that she was talking to like by the school and anything like that. I mean, like from what I heard of them, they always like were around there, like around to that pool shed or that warehouse around the school. And then, but still, like, she started, like, lashing out at them, or, like, the very least, well, one of them actually got severe injuries, probably because of something they did or said that reminded her of, like, what her mom did, or just, like, some way like that, or, they label themselves to Reina as, an enemy to take hold of, honestly. And then she, like, took her, like, anger on them, and then went to destroy all the windows in the school. When Reina gets in that kind of mode, then does she just grab the nearest item just to use on someone else, or yeah, because there's no way, no matter how you slice it, the first time Reina definitely was planning to kill Keiichi, or the very least very severely injure him, and not in the case of like just a baseball bat to him hit a few times in there. If it's a goddamn hatchet and it's like that, so yeah, there's no really coming away from that. And she always just, like, she gets into those moods now because of that. I guess it's a trauma response. So yeah, especially the whole toxic positivity. Actually thinking about it, it all stems from just that one event in her life. Honestly, it's actually interesting to think about. Okay, then. This would be very interesting to actually learn, I guess, more about how Reina operates then from all this inner monologue and all that. Like, slowly, Keiichi's being completely shoved out of the way, and Reina's taking the time to shine, honestly. Like, Keiichi's fine and all that, but like, I guess for just normal protagonist, like, he gets the job done. He's fine. He's a lot of or it's probably just the fact of we already been in his head for so long, honestly, that we basically know he thinks, or I'm trying to think, is he like more of a blandish, like I guess protagonist to think about? Because like, oh, I can't even put it in my head because like there's some like several lines with it, even as an own dialogue and an internal thought I think of was actually interesting to think about. But generally speaking, he has like enormous reactions and all that. Like still, again, him going through the whole entire thing and talking to him with Shion and talking to like Miyo Takano about all the demon or ritual the ritual storehouse and all that. Just the whole entire conversation. You're just like, how do people like this exist? How absolutely dare they? Even though he literally says by the end of the second installment, he heard about the whole canned flesh incident and all that, so that's actually kind of funny, honestly. That's kind of funny to think about. Oh boy. Actually, it's gonna be really, like I said again, be trying to leave things off here, then this is gonna be very interesting to see what Reina's like an operating duo of this. And since this is difficulty 0, it's pretty much all just gonna be just learning all about her and just all of this. Actually, from the gist of it, I guess besides timing wise, there'll be certain things that are so much again, I try to figure my own goddamn internal timeline anyway at that. It feels like this is not gonna head toward the festival in any shape, way, or form, or if it does, it's gonna be very late, just the same way as it was in Miyakashi with Shion, like leading up to like him up, like the 10th or 11th or 12th chapter, honestly. Kind of actually almost nearly the same way it was from the 3rd installment, actually. Are we forever with them at the festival being, I guess, the literal like the literal denouement of the chapter, honestly, and that's it? Huh. But it's going to be definitely very interesting to see him more of Reina's backstory, and definitely more of the new character and stuff like that, especially with these tips and all that. There's a lot of new things to consider about, even though we're not going to learn anything about the backstory of Hinamizawa from the sound of it. We basically have the whole gist of it there. We know the whole political system there, about the 3 families. We know basically the whole backstory of the town, of folklore, tales, and all that. It's going to be interesting to just like focus on one character specifically and learn about the backstory here. Actually looking forward to it. But I guess we'll see. We're going to find out more about Reina and this mysterious new character of Rino Mamiya. We'll find out that much more for next time. So, hope a fun time watching this as I am playing this. Hope we see you next time, what time that may be. And I all hope you fantastic day.